Dominic Raab got Paul O'Grady's name wrong in an accidental slip during Prime Minister's questions today. The Deputy Prime Minister was responding to Labour MP Sir Chris Bryant, who paid tribute to the late drag queen, activist, TV presenter and comedian who died unexpectedly but peacefully on Tuesday evening. Sir Chris said, "I don't know whether the Deputy Prime Minister ever met Lily Savage or has ever spent a night out at the Royal Vauxhall Tavern, but Lily was. I can take him sometime if he wants to go." Her alter ego Paul O'Grady campaigned acerbically and hilariously for elderly people, for care workers, against oppression of every kind. "Isn't it time we in this country celebrated our naughty, hilarious drag queens and comics of every kind who inspire us to be a better and more generous nation?" Mr. Raab replied, "I totally agree with him. Paul Grayson was an incredible comic." Hunt reignites Tory civil war with Truss as former Prime Minister attacks his tax hikes. Chancellor Jeremy Hunt gave evidence on his budget to date to the Treasury Select Committee, where he took the opportunity to attack Liz Truss' mini-budget last year. Find out more here. He then cut off before correcting himself, saying, "Paul O'Grady." Mr. Raab continued, "But in terms of Lily Savage, I think some of that comedy broke glass ceilings and broke boundaries in a way certainly politicians would struggle to do. So I agree with that. I also think it shows how we need greater, more rambunctious free speech, and we need to avoid the wockery and the limitations on comedy, which I'm afraid both of them would have had no time for." Mr. Raab faced Deputy Labour leader Angela Rayner as the pair stood in for Rishi Sunak and Sir Keir Starmer at PMQs. Did Dominic Raab do a good job at PMQs today? Share your thoughts in the comments section here. Elsewhere during the Commons sparring session at midday, the Deputy PM hit back at Ms Rayner over her previous Tory scum jibe. The Deputy Labour leader referred to the government's anti-social behaviour crackdown and bullying allegations against the Deputy Prime Minister, which he denies, in her first question. Ms Rayner said, "This week the government announced their so-called anti-social behaviour policy. It's only taken 13 years, and look, I'll give him some credit. The Deputy Prime Minister knows firsthand the misery caused by thugs and their intimidating behaviour. Lurking with menace, exploding with fits of rage, creating a culture of fear, and maybe even throwing things. So can I ask him, under his new anti-social behaviour, does he think more bullies will be brought to justice?" Mr. Raab replied, "I can reassure the House I've never called anyone scum." After huge cheers erupted on the Tory benches, he continued, "But if the Right Honourable Lady is serious about standing up for communities and people who suffer the scourge of anti-social behaviour, shed back our plan to deal more swiftly with these issues to make sure we ban drugs beyond the convention ones, give police the powers they need. And if they really want to protect the public, they will back our plans for parole reform to make sure the murderers, the terrorists, the child killers are not allowed out free for them to threaten other people, and reintroduce the ministerial veto that side took away."